Can they hear us okay?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to change up. 5:15:25.
Oh.
See what I mean? You don't even see it. You don't even see it.
Oh my God.
The Motley
Wait.
Croc Show 2025. 5:15:2025. Conservativeant.
How you doing? I don't
Dr.
know.
Marisa Tellez.
Do I?
Hi.
All right, we're joining in now.
I can't believe we're in real life together.
I know. This is
Okay.
amazing.
Hold on,
Behind
let
the
me-
scenes, it's always we have the manic satanic. What's up, Jeff? Hear us okay?
It's kind of hollow and low. Let's see.
Hollow and low. That's
Him and I always
terrible.
get into arguments. Are we sure we want to do this?
Yes, hollow and low.
I don't argue. I do spirited debates.
Yeah, see?
I like
Always-
spirited debates.
Oh, they-
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
You're
that.
yeah.
So, my friend, we're just coming in because it's been like a busy time and he's traveling tomorrow. Marissa's been here this week. As you know, we've been traveling everywhere. We want to make sure everybody was together and pull it off. I'm waiting for Brittany. I assume she would be here. I haven't seen her yet, but you know, she's probably putting one of the kids down or something.
As mothers do.
Yes, it's kind of apparent.
Yeah, it's kind of a parent thing.
Like they have to get. I mean, what do you want her to do?
I don't know. Maybe they should already.
For people like you and I that don't have kids, I feel like we don't get it.
I feel like you're probably right.
Yeah, we don't get it.
Okay, well, people are still logging in anyways, so I got to see where, you know, it's 10 o'clock, so most of my fans are probably, or our fans are probably
They closed the old
fucked
folks
up
home.
already. They're going somewhere, or they're watching pornography, something about Satanism, and something on HBO.
Just
that
watching
you should
something better. Okay.
Got it.
watch. Right, they're done already. They're done because we're after 8 o'clock. You're already
Better
so high,
shows
you
out
can't
there.
know what you're watching.
So that crusty sock is already on the floor.
That's me at Daniel's house.
Oh, poor
Why
Daniel.
not just wear it to
Watch
sleep?
those condoms.
For Daniel needs condoms.
That just reminds
I know why she's late. Huh. What the fuck? I see you, Brittany.
Tammy Thompson.
It's my fan.
It's Tammy Thompson,
It's Tam-
Conservativeant's biggest fan.
Oh my god! I'm so excited you're here.
Honey, let me just tell you something. Brittany's going to be asleep for a little bit, okay? Put a little something
Okay.
special on a napkin. She's sleeping. All is good, honey.
I love that.
Detroit's. I'm scared to death of those animals there. I couldn't climb that fence, so I just
All right.
came to her house.
They have snake churches.
Listen,
Right. Snake handlers.
You guys can dance with the snake. You know them Jesus people. You know how they do.
the Jesus.
They're
What
not
is-
scared.
No, they're not.
Snake Jesus.
What's the backdrop there?
Which one?
Is that a waste paper basket on the top right?
Well, mine?
Something behind your shoulder.
Oh, this is
no. Yeah. What is that?
this?
Yes.
It's a
oh,
whiteboard.
did it not
It's a
look
wa-
like?
it totally looks.
The way you
It
put up there, it
looked-
looked like a wastebasket.
did
I was like, are we
look
using
like a
this as a
wastebasket.
vase
Throw your
now?
trash over your head.
Come on, man. I gotta have something to put your opinions in.
Totally looks like a wastebasket.
Oh
What's up,
my
John?
god, that was
We
funny.
don't even really know we're here yet, so it's great. I mean, because we're just.
I pay attention to that though. I look at the backgrounds on things every time, no matter what I'm watching. If I'm watching
Well,
a
because it
movie,
sets the mood.
I'm
That's
glad
why.
this is recording. And the reason I'm glad.
where's your blow up phone there, Tammy Thompson?
honey, why do I need it? You're talking to me right now. I don't need it.
She's so. You're absolutely right, my love. You're right.
Hello.
Shit, it's gonna be like a Yolanda and Selena situation. It's not gonna end for me well, is it? Anything for Selena.
Anything for
And then
Listen.
Yolanda, yeah, anything for
anything for
ends.
us.
I can't.
Yes.
Yolanda's gonna lose it. Tammy Thompson.
That's
Live.
Yep.
Hey, there'll be a movie about you. Though.
That's right.
I know. That's
That'll
all,
be great.
that'd be great. Who would play me? Who would play me? Troy.
you?
I'll play that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Look at her all mad because I
Oh my
call her
God.
Yolanda.
Yolanda. That's kind of funny. Actually.
Oh my god, the shirt is
okay.
great. Can you show y'all, Tammy?
Oh my god.
I
love
that. I love that.
Oh,
Honey,
baby.
listen, I'm
Yeah.
a hobby lobber, okay? So I had to make it myself.
Bobby Lobber.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that.
Look, what WWAD, what would Aunt do, okay? You got to ask yourself that when you are out.
I see. No, so what's up? No, and
Mm-hmm.
Brittany is sleeping apparently in Tammy Thompson's.
Well, let's just say she had a hard fall, but she'll be all right. She'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
She'll be
Oh, I
fine.
gotta put this
She's
on.
breathing.
Yeah,
I
shit,
checked
that's all
for
right. You know
God's
you're
sake.
important.
I can't stand him.
He's important. You know this.
When he throws them jabs out.
I'm not jabbing you. I'm just trying to get the microphone.
Listen, I'm
Oh.
trying to swing him back my way because I'm gonna try and be a
Ooh!
slave room, you
See, what
know.
happens is when it's about 10 o'clock, Tammy gets a little spicy.
Yes.
She's got a little spicy.
Honey, I'm your only woman. Let's get this straight, okay?
She's already.
Wait, I have something that can make you ready though,
Tam-
for this.
Mm-mm.
I brought those animal condoms for
Yeah,
you.
animal condoms.
Get him.
Oh, see, I'm into
Are they
it.
like
What's up? What's
animal
up?
I'm
skin?
into
You
it.
got
on,
Jeff. I
hold
think
on.
you'll appreciate it. She's gonna go get.
Are they
it.
zebra print and
They're
That would be cool. But I
educational.
think you're gonna be interested in that, Heidi. What's going on?
educational?
Tammy's
Animal
looking at
condoms?
Tammy
Yeah.
Thompson.
That's awesome.
Here to spread the gospel of Jesus.
You can
Why
have
would
sex
you
and learn at the same time.
Oh, no.
What? She's
Ooh.
spreading the gospel.
Who is?
Ooh,
Tammy Thompson.
Oh, I
I'm
thought you
not
were
here
talking
to-
about Heidi.
No,
No.
Heidi's. I don't know. Heidi and I have been friends since we were little fucking dumbass kids. Danny's here. Marisa.
Who? What?
Danny.
Danny.
Hey!
So
Danny!
All right.
let's
so
see what this
if
is.
you're
Oh my
gonna-
God, look
if
at
you're
this.
when you do
Okay,
show them, Marisa, you have to kind of stand up towards that
Oh.
spot right over there. When you show them to the fans. So what they are is animal condoms. You want to tell us about them?
No, so I was at this conference, and then this was one of the ways to promote conservation were these
Hellbender.
Hellbender. See, I like that.
When you're feeling tender, think about the hellbender. And then what's really
We're
great.
all going to hell.
I'm like, where do I go with this? Okay, so, and then you open
Oh
it up,
my God! Read the top fucking
you got
bar
your
on
condoms, right?
this.
But then you learn about conservation. You have like all this information.
Oh, I don't know if that worked for me
Not
because
only are you protecting yourself, but you're like, you're learning about the wonderful worlds of animals as well.
I get in trouble for reading during sex. So
Also, just so you know, before you rip this open when you're just getting ready to rip it open, it wants you to support Black business. That would probably be Planned Parenthood, I would assume, or something. I don't know. That's what oh my God. This is woke shit, man.
I just noticed that.
I hate liberals so much, dude. I can't stand liberals. They're so dumb. Oh my God.
Wait, does it
support
say?
Black businesses on a fucking condom.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
God.
I bought this from a Black business.
How did I never even noticed that? Oh, it does. It's
Well,
on all
nobody
of
would
them.
notice it when they're about to go get slammed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but maybe that's the secret. She eliminated
Oh,
those things.
oh my
But
God.
those, now wait a second. There's a backstory to those. Those were for you to raise money for conservation.
These raise money for conservation.
Okay, so-
all the proceeds,
But what does
100%.
all-
But what
all
does
serious
Black
business-
businesses have to do with it? Is
Just
my
curious.
question.
I actually
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Support Planned Parenthood. That's
So,
what they're saying.
so in other words, what it might be. I mean, being serious here. Oh, thank you, Brittany. Tammy Thompson was just.
she
Oh,
just-
where'd Tammy go?
She's,
She needs a minute. That girl needs a minute.
well,
10
you better
o'clock
take
mass.
But so it must be so what I'm assuming is it's a small Black business that developed during, a times that were where everybody was like doing businesses.
But it
COVID
doesn't-
was around, and then so it was already on there. You know how it was always like support Black businesses. I think it's like when a Christian that's not really a Christian puts a fish on their business credit card.
Right.
Okay, I get what
You
you're
know
saying.
what I'm saying? I think that's really what it's that doesn't necessarily mean. I just think they're like, oh well, if I put the fish on there, I'm a
The
Christian. I'll
jab
get
to
more
the
business.
Christian
Maybe
had
that
to
was
come
just a
from,
ploy to,
at
like,
some point
we're
in time.
supporting something. I mean,
Yeah. I understand.
or it's an insult because the Blacks don't.
I think it's
I have
an
friends that are
insult.
Blacks and they don't wear those things. They're like, we don't even.
Oh, hang on.
Every time I say, bro, he's like, we don't wear no motherfucking condoms, man. He said, we pull and pray. And I'm not going to say the word.
These are
after
probably
that.
kind of small for that.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
why
these
there was magnums.
they're not
Those are
magnums.
for Belizeans.
Let's not
I'm
forget.
just saying, dude.
Wait. Because
can't read.
Belizeans, there's a lot of, Black African descent
Okay,
in
maybe you're right,
Belizeans.
then they couldn't wear those way too
No, this is
I
for
mean,
Europeans.
small. Canadians.
They're for Canadians.
Because
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah, I
cold
was gonna
there.
say I'm a European.
cold.
And
No,
that's
but it's
It's
always
cold.
cold and it hides a little.
It's not cold.
That's true.
In
It's a little
Canada.
cold in there.
Oh,
Like-
that is true. That's
It hides-
a little
it hides
cold.
they
little,
got.
you know?
Yeah, and they got the turtleneck.
Yeah.
That's why
Yes.
if you live down here in Florida, oh my gosh, this is what I got to see here. Oh, you're in Florida. I'm sorry, I got to catch up on this.
Oh,
We're fucking around with-
yeah, Danny, I'm in Florida.
We're fucking around.
The only reason I will ever buy condoms. Okay, that's a good reason to support black businesses. That's what she's saying. Support black business. My response whenever I hear that, it's how about.
Well, yeah, I
support
never
business.
walk into a
Very
place.
fair, no,
I never walk into a
Yes.
place and I'm like, does a white person or a black person own? I don't give a
No.
shit.
Because if you ask that, that would be racist. Because if a white person owns it, you're going to not want to shop there. because
So
it's not
then, so if
supporting
somebody
black
says
business.
support white businesses, that would be racist.
Oh, they would spray
That'd be
paint
racist.
swastikas.
I don't
all
know.
over
Ask you have a liberal on the
No,
panel.
I don't
Ask
think
them.
just not liberal. I think he's liberal.
I'm not a liberal. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Libertarian, not
No. I'm not a conservative either, but
liberal.
I don't do partisan
Like
politics. We all know this.
Talk about. We're more just
Yeah, we're more in the
I
center.
try
Yeah.
to just read what's up,
Mhm.
and we got the best.
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of things right now, but I think that that whole supporting a black business,
That'll-
or
that'll-
white business or anything.
I'm
that shouldn't
sorry,
be
but not for nothing. That would make me not support them.
but I don't. I think I could be speaking out of take my. I think you talk.
Do they have
to
good
both-
customer service? That's all I want to know. And good
That's
product.
probably
And good product.
That's
That's
all
it.
you need.
Yeah.
But I think
So
you
whoever
talk-
owns it.
Whoever owns it. Yeah.
if you talk to any blacks about what they feel about that, I'm not sure you'd get the same response as some of the
Agreed.
younger woke teenagers that are white. Putting that
I
all
think
over
the
everything.
young
I
woke-
think the blacks don't. I don't think blacks really care for that. As like,
I think
let's
that
do
it's
that.
offensive,
No.
and I'm not black.
It's offensive. Why is it offensive to support black businesses?
It's not offensive to support black businesses. It's offensive to like tell people support black businesses as if we won't. Like, why wouldn't?
Is it offensive to
Obviously
tell
we would.
people to support small businesses?
Oh, so I could say support white businesses then.
If you wanted to, but white
No,
Yeah.
no,
If you would
society
like that.
wouldn't let me do
No,
that, bro.
society
You know
would
that.
not let you now. Right
This
now.
is why I can't stand him.
you can't stand me. Why?
Because he doesn't think, because he knows damn right if I said support white businesses, put
But
it on
why-
a fucking carton, nobody would say
Are
shit.
white businesses lacking support?
Okay, I'm going to walk away from him.
Go ahead, dude. Walk the fuck away. I don't give a shit.
No, I'm just
It's-
trying to figure out what's the purpose. Of
Don't bring it up if you don't want commentary, Ant.
Well, what would be the purpose of saying support black business?
If it's not your business,
What is the
why
fucking
fuck
purpose?
do you care? Why do you care?
Because it's fucking stupid.
But so
It
you know,
makes
you
no
want to know
sense.
things. I can tell you a billion things that are stupid. And you know who doesn't give a shit about them? This guy.
Well, you obviously care because you're.
No, I
Coming
don't
back with
care. It's just the point that I don't know. It doesn't matter, man. It's all good. I'm just saying that you think it's so offensive to you. Why would it offend you? I don't understand that.
I said if I was a black person, I would be offended.
How do you know that? You're not a black person. You've never been one.
Okay.
I wouldn't be offended if somebody said support Jewish businesses.
Okay.
What about support Italian businesses? Would that offend you?
No, because we already do that. It's 2025. We support all businesses.
Oh, do
Nobody
we
needs
know?
to tell any fucking person to support your fucking business, your little fucking pussy hole, black businesses, lesbian businesses, this fucking guy, that. Who gives a fuck? Just go to the fucking business.
But
You're virtue signaling either way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And-
You don't virtue signal ever? Come on. Look, get real with the virtue signaling. What does your hat say on the front? What's your hat say?
I'm following what you're saying. It's interesting to me.
Ant, turn your hat around for me. Come on.
It's called Florida Beat, you motherfucker. I'm out.
Well, how many hats do you have that say page? Oh, don't be a
Because
fucking
it's my
baby.
fucking brand, you cocksucker.
Sit down, you little baby.
Fucking
Don't be a whiny little bitch, Ant. Sit the fuck down and talk.
He's already gone, bro.
Good. Fuck him.
I was listening to what
It's
your
Ant's
your
way or no
commentary
way,
was.
dude.
Your commentary was good. You want to come over here?
Okay.
That was just listening to the commentary. I was trying to, get a whole picture of sides. I was trying to study the
But I'm
sides.
not taking a side. That's the whole point. I
But
don't
I
care
like
what
to
the
study-
comments say. I don't
I
wear them
like to
anyway.
study sides. I think that in the reality, it doesn't matter if someone says support anything, Mexicans, whatever.
Of course not.
Or it doesn't matter if it doesn't say it at all. Everybody should stop focusing on racial diversity and just stop that with that.
Of course not. Should we cancel the Italian Pride Parade?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm talking about like.
No, but I'm
you know,
talking
like,
about
when-
the fucking
my
baby that
business-
just walked off the show.
like, well, I'm talking about in my company, like, I don't care what you do or practice, but I don't want you to talk about or force something else to someone else because I'll cater to anybody.
But you're not forcing it, Troy. There's no force.
No, I wouldn't want it, but if I was like, you have to support, small animal businesses or all the time, I think that's cool. I think we're supporting it anyways, and then I see why people would want to support separately. Like, so there's a cause, like, maybe there's a less percentage of black business versus white, so support it to keep it going because these people are trying to come out of poverty.
They're
and
trying,
I respect that.
yes.
So there's that too. So
well, everybody's trying to come out of poverty, man. But like, is that company that made that condom owned by a black person?
It's actually not.
Okay.
That's why I never even noticed that, because it's a organization that funds various conservation research projects around the world. And I mean, it's not like the conference I was at was majority of Black people, African descent, whatever. So I never even noticed it that it said support Black businesses. I never even noticed it because the main company that's putting this out is called Endangered Species. That's it. Yeah.
I think there was this could be it too. Support Black businesses, I think, is actually not just something you write, but I think it's like a foundation or whatever. So maybe they sponsored some money towards these for that foundation, and then it was labeled on there. I mean, there could be that too. So
right.
No, I agree.
Like,
I agree.
we'll give you, $50,000 to start that, and then that's all we need. So theirs is right on the inside. So support. I mean, I can see him doing that too, but
I just don't see it as being an issue because I just don't care. If I wore condoms, I wouldn't care what it said on the outside as long as it fit over my dick.
And that's
it. Yeah.
That's all you really need, And I mean, I don't know. There's no fun debating somebody that walks away, dude. I can't. And accuse me of virtue signaling is the biggest hypocritical thing I've ever heard. Because he's always wearing hats and shirts that say patriot and whatever else. So is that not virtue signaling? It's like the definition.
Yeah, there has to be a definition of virtue signaling. I understand that.
No.
Like saying
and we can move on. I just,
Next question. Saying support Black businesses is a virtue signal.
I don't think that's a virtue signal at all. Because the condom can't virtue signal. It, if you're wearing a T-shirt that says support Black business, it's virtue signaling. But to put it on a condom wrapper, it just says support Black business. Who cares? Yeah, I mean, the fact that people care is more what bothers me than anything else. It just shows that, this doesn't align with my views, so I'm just going to fucking put it down. That's all.
I think when it comes to this particular topic, why it's such a sensitive one is because it was never mentioned until the divide after George Floyd and everything started happening.
No.
Hold on.
Black businesses have been around since before we were born.
That's not what I'm saying. Don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying is the heavy push in our face through social media, way more than newspaper, news stories, or everything else. And we didn't grow up, neither did you, Jeff, in an era where like our grandparents did, where they couldn't even sit in the bus. Like they felt bad for those kids, right? So it's like, we understand how that is. And I think there's two sides to this. I see your point. I also see Ant's point. Ant also is in the political business where he sees all of this all the time and sees the negative and the positive constantly in his face.
But we constantly.
But I get all I'm saying is I see where his point is of saying he wants to see equal, right? So you can put this in there, but it doesn't always have to be pushed in our face because most businesses, including Chinese businesses, Italian businesses, they don't have that written on everything. Not now. So that's the point I think Ant was just trying to make. And it's a touchy one because you saw what just happened just now. Two people that could have a normal conversation. But it is in a sense, just as an observer, you two got heated on a topic that shouldn't have gotten heated about when it's more or less just one opinion of saying, I don't see the point in having it plastered everywhere when nobody else does it as boldly or in our faces all the time as to where you're saying is who cares. So it just becomes then it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't hurt anybody to put it on there.
Exactly.
It doesn't hurt white businesses. And let me tell you, doing something like that Christianity is in my face 1,000 more times than anything else.
Exactly. Yeah,
I see
they
it all
are.
the time, and it's shoved down my throat. They knock on my fucking door. I have to answer the door naked just to get rid of them. And I
But
do
that
do that.
doesn't.
That is a true story.
But that doesn't mean that you don't sit there and go, I just wish they wouldn't push it down my throat. It's ridiculous.
just
I'm over it.
ignore it.
Right. It's just it
Not
is,
at all.
but I can get both sides. Like people still have I just see it. Like it's annoying when it's constantly in your face, just how you feel about Christianity being shoved. And Troy gets those messages all the time. They want to save them.
It's there. You know, people say all the time, oh, gays shove their agenda in our face and trans people shove their, it's just not true. The fact that you can ignore it, just like I ignored shit about Christianity. I don't care. You know, you want to be Christian, that is more power to you. And if you want to be gay or black, well, if you want to be black, you kind of got to be born that way. But, you know, or trans or a fucking progressive or conservative, it doesn't matter to me. I have no dog in those fights. You know what I mean? I'm not black. I'm not trans. I'm not gay. And I'm, you know, not either partisan party. I guess that's a redundant thing. So to me, it's not worth me paying attention to get upset about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The fact that he's so upset about it is what's the silly part. You know, that it offends him so much. And if I was a black person, that would offend me. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I just think that I'll just say, just watching how that all went down, it was very much like he was just saying he doesn't like it, but it was bothering you that he didn't like it. Like
no.
The point of why. I'm just telling you how it looked.
But it doesn't bother me that he doesn't like it. I don't care.
So, but then it should have dropped. If you hear me out, then it just should have dropped. It should have been like, you know what, Aunt, you're right. You're right to your opinion to feel that way. And you just have to respect how I feel. Because if you really feel that way, that it doesn't bother you, ignore it, there'd be no reason to continue to press on somebody who has a very strong opinion.
Press on me, Greg. He was the one who was talking about getting up and walking away.
I get that, Jeff. I'm just saying both sides. That's all I'm saying. It's just both sides. I'm saying you're both passionate about it.
A lot to do with that is probably, you know, we were just out. Everybody's drinking a little bit, and I was smoking a little. You know, so I'm fucking really high. Sometimes alcohol makes people a little more emotional, and I think that's you know, because to me that in fairness to Ant, that's not him to me. I've never seen him act like that. So. I mean, he gets mad. He has a right to be mad. I've done more than that in the middle. So I've gone out and Brittany see me fucking just destroy a set and walk off a set for a Discovery Channel when I get mad. So I mean, I've seen that, but everybody does it. And I think a little alcohol, because look at the smile on this one's face.
I'm always smiling.
I mean,
yeah, she pretty much is always smiling.
Oh my God,
that
I'm
is
not
true.
Even drinking right now. Not even drinking right now.
Yeah, right.
But
so I think
was
a little alcohol, you kind of get like raw.
Well, listen, the one thing I can say about us, all of us here, is that we at least talk it out. Like what we're doing right now, we all talk it out, and that's what's the best part about it.
So can I say something though, like, because I was born in America. The majority of my life has been America, but now I feel like an outsider because I've been out of the country for about 10 years. So the only thing I can think about in regards of where it says support Black businesses, where am I too loud?
No. So your face, you moved a little bit, and it was like you had this look like you had something, you know, like right in your mouth.
I'm sorry.
Right there. I just want to make sure you can hear it. Right.
Okay, no, but it was in a sense, again, as an outsider, is that it seems that, you know, for a very long time, certain minority communities have been oppressed to be able to rise out of their low economic areas. And so so something that says support Black businesses or any type of minorities, it's to help people get out of their low economic lifestyle and just trying to support that. That's how I kind of see it. But at the same time, I still also see support all businesses, of course. But
or all minority businesses.
Or all minority businesses.
The person who put out that message wanted to say that thing, and it's their right as an American.
Their foundation.
You know, people who talk about freedom and how free this country is, you should be able to say whatever you want as long as you don't hurt anybody else. And saying support Black businesses doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't say don't support white businesses. No. Or don't support other minority businesses.
But in the current situation, in fairness to anybody who would be white or whatever at the moment, if you were to put on there support white businesses right now, it would be a terrible idea.
It would be
Yeah.
bad.
Not that it's like I'm with Jeff.
It'd be bad.
You can say it or not say it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to
If
say
you
it.
want to say that, good for
If
you.
you did, I think where Ant's
Feel
anger
free.
was coming from. I think where that anger stemmed a little bit of that fucking good stuff, the old fashioned.
It was just one old fashioned.
Well, you finished something. He drank 2, and then you sipped the rest of it.
I
And you're
didn't.
sipping now.
I
No, what I'm
didn't.
saying is, Jeff, all I mean is if you did this current situation, what would happen is that you would be labeled as a Nazi. I mean, it would be terrible right now to do. So,
And
I
that's
there's that too, and that's
unfortunate.
not fair either because
No, that's
whether
not
you're
fair.
white, Jewish, or black, or green, or purple, Chinese, dude, you have a right to do whatever
Absolutely,
you
no.
want. 100%.
But I think it does suck that if it did say support white businesses, how people would think and where that would go. And it just
Well,
support all
that's
businesses.
because. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Marissa. I should cut you off.
No, I'm done. Why? I'm always
I was just going to say that no, I mean the racist history of this country all the way up till now is insane, and I mean that's how people take it because that's how they've been conditioned to take it because of all what they've seen coming up, and I don't necessarily take it that way. I don't think it's I don't know if I'd put that on a condom wrapper, or I don't think I'd put support black businesses on a condom wrapper, but I didn't make the comment.
I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't either. Right?
Doesn't that seem like it's like a really bad dig towards the black community? Like it's on a am I the only one
That's
seeing
what I said too.
this?
It could have come as that too. It could have come as an
Yes.
insult now.
I don't see
Yeah.
it
Like,
that
doesn't
way.
that come like?
I understand.
I'm just saying, but like if you flipped it, like if you thought maybe that, you know what I'm saying, Jeff? Like they could also flip the wrong way. Like
I
that's kinda
understand.
like-
There will be
Trust
somebody
me,
that
I
will
do.
get it wrong. Not like we're
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You
know
never
what I'm
know
getting
how
at.
a person's going to react to something, until you do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't support businesses because they're owned by anybody. I could care less. If they're the cheapest and the best, I go with them. Period.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me
Yeah,
if somebody were to
absolutely.
say support black or white or whatever businesses, support gay, but it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm happy to support the business if they have the best product for the best price.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, I mean, in fairness, that is what Ant said at the beginning. I don't care who owns the
Mhm.
business as long as the clientele or what is the service like and the product. So, I mean, at the beginning, that was a
Yeah,
statement.
but it didn't jive
that
with
is
all the
true.
other stuff he said. You can say anything, but if it doesn't fit with your entire rhetoric, it just doesn't fit. And to say that it's virtue signaling when you are the king of virtue signaling is ridiculous.
I know.
It's. I mean, if you wear a shirt that says Biden, Trump, Bush, whoever, you're virtue signaling. If you have a sticker on your car like that, you're virtue signaling. Doesn't matter what side you're on. It's everybody look at me. I support this person, so be friends with me. Because, signs in somebody's yard that have a political person's name on them are not going to get anybody else to vote, period. It's just to show that that's how you think. So all the like-minded people, this is how I think. You follow what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
with anything for sure.
Exactly. Anything. It doesn't matter. I wear
Look at
shirts
my
all the
background,
time that mock Christianity because I think it's funny. But, I'm not virtue signaling that I'm a Satanist. I just, I like to offend people sometimes. It's my recreation.
Yeah, it's good. I do that too. I can't.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
do that too.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm pretty chill though. So I understand. I like listening to all sides. See, because to me, I really don't know shit really when it comes to certain things. So I like to listen to both sides. I listen to everything, and I was so I kind of learn a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
For me, I like to constantly learn new things because there's a lot of stuff. There's all this left and right shit, and I don't ever get into politics because to me, it's always been the same thing. I don't care since Jimmy Carter to fucking Trump again. It's always the same thing to me. I still pump gas and I make a little more money. And some people run around painted up like peacocks now and do weird shit. And then next thing you know, people are burning down houses. And then, or the KKK just burn up some village. It's so stupid. And every fucking time it's the same thing. So I just decided that I don't really pay much attention to either side of anything with it. And I try to just focus on me because at the end of the day, it's all the same and we're going to get killed anyways or die. So I just want to have as much fun as I can until I get to that fucking box. That really is that's my outlook on it, man. That's my outlook on it.
No, I totally get it, and you know more than anybody that, and Brittany too, that when we
That's very
disagree,
good.
we
Yeah,
talk,
you
and
nailed it.
at the end of the day, I still
That
love
is-
you guys. It doesn't matter, you know.
course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of
And I-
course.
that's what I was gonna say. What's up? I like Ari. He's cool.
Yeah.
You guys go.
Yep,
And then,
yep, that's what I'm talking
so-
about. All right,
Reptile Nerd's basically George Carlin or Bill Hicks. I love it, dude. That's fucking perfect.
George Hicks.
We
I'd
do,
rather
bro.
be Bill Hicks.
Snickers.
No, I'm not married, man. Nope.
But I-
This one's open. How much?
This one's
no,
open.
this is
How
Dr.
much?
This is Dr. Marisa. He asks a lot about you. He must like you. We're all.
See, and I respect your right to human traffic, Troy.
That's right. See that?
Oh my God, Jeff.
Thank you. Yes.
So
Please tell me
hilarious.
more than me.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
That's a real thing. Yep, that's right. That's right.
I
And
am
so what
too,
I think
man.
for me,
I
my
know
stuff
you-
is like, as much as I want to, if I disagree with somebody like Jeff or my sister, which I frequently do, I think that it's all about the same. Like in our own worlds, we do our own things in our own world, and
Absolutely.
our worlds collide. It doesn't make me want to. Now, if I was constantly like, no, man, you're wrong, do this, you're wrong, then I understand someone wanting to get away from me. But usually I don't do that. I don't really care. Like if you don't like the way I look at things, and only people who are close to me really know how I look at things. Let's put it that way. But in here, this world, this is the Motley Croc show. This is open to anybody. People come in here and trash me. They can do whatever they want because this is a different world to me. You know, that's what a lot of people don't understand about art. Okay, it can be painting, it can be singing, playing music, acting, TV. This is a different world. This world in here does not exist except Thursdays for an hour, sometimes 2 hours.
Sometimes
Then
too.
this world is over.
Sometimes.
Anything
do.
I say in here, right? Some things that I would
Mhm.
say in here, this is just for all of us. This is our place to say what we want and do that. So, and I like the people who come in and talk to us
Yeah.
too. So, and I just, like I said, I don't have to agree with everybody's views. Marissa
That's
and I
right,
don't get
Noah.
on
No,
it.
if you agree with everybody's
That
views,
doesn't
life
mean
is
that I hate her
boring,
going
man.
around me. And she's
You know?
a doctor.
I don't want to hang out with people who have the same views as me. What are you going to talk about?
It's
Yeah,
true.
exactly, brother.
I agree with that, Craig.
Yeah, it's the Motley Croc
110%.
show. It's not
Yes.
anonymity or Fox. Correct. It's not
Correct.
because everybody's here. You know, everybody's here.
Mhm.
I'm getting a little confused and then put
I like it, Danny.
Cox on condom wrappers.
Yeah, but if you put Crocs on it,
Yeah, Danny, I love that. They're gonna
Yes.
supporting the shoes.
We had talked about trying to make some croc condoms before.
yeah, but then they're going to have
Yeah.
holes in them.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
what?
no good for a condom.
Get it?
That's the whole purpose.
Get it? Crocs?
Crocs.
Get it? Get it?
They have holes in them, so they won't buy them. That's true.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly, Noah. That's exactly
Maybe
how I feel.
maybe some people might buy them.
Here's how I can break it all down for you
Free
as far as
holes.
politics goes. You ready? You got
Sure.
red Kool-Aid and you got blue Kool-Aid. At the end of the day, guess what they both are? Fucking Kool-Aid. Period.
It's true.
So
What's up?
What's up? And I wouldn't even try to pronounce that name, but it looks cool.
I'm gonna say
Fuck
fuck
you.
you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you.
But I like it.
Yeah,
But I wanted to try to pronounce it like because he's got like a king on there.
that's true.
Yeah, so it would look cool. Like, hey, fuck you. Right?
No, yeah.
All right. Let me tell
I
you
just
this.
like how Troy pronounced it the last time. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
The opinion of the Vatican literally does not change my life in any
Did
way.
he really?
I thought that he said it was cool.
I
don't know.
thought so too. I thought he was following the last pope's like very progressive
That's how much
views.
I don't pay attention.
Well,
I like what was
for
the
me,
Pope
it's
that
because
looked
I
like
still
Emperor
have
Palpatine
my
from
family
Star
still very
Wars?
Catholic.
What was his name? Ratzenberger. What was his Pope name? The one who like died like real quick
Oh,
after he got elevated to Pope.
Oh yeah.
Before
I didn't
Francis.
think you were, buddy.
I
just
don't
like-
remember his name.
He looked like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Oh, there's a great meme about that. He does look like Palpatine.
Pope Ratzenberger. I don't know his Pope name.
Ratzenberger.
Pope Leo? No. Pope Francis?
No, it was
Pope Benedict?
Pope
How do I
Palpatine.
actually know this?
I'm googling it.
Who knew about it?
Benedict.
Benedict. It's Pope
16th.
Benedict. Oh yeah, he was very, very conservative.
Tell me that is not Emperor Palpatine right there. If you look at that, right?
That's right.
To
Greg.
restore the new order.
That's right.
Pope Benedict, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to respond earlier to folk you earlier. Yeah, this isn't a political page, so I would troll in the political room too, but we just try to we talk about other things.
Same guy.
Star Wars.
That,
dude.
yeah.
Who was the best pope? John Paul the First? Yeah, he was pope like most of my
died
life.
early on.
Yeah, he died in
Pope
like 90 something or others.
Right.
Because then there's, I did
I wish
see
I knew
one of the
about Pope because
popes.
I don't know shit.
I did see one of the popes when I was super, super young. John.
Were they in the Pope Mobile?
Yeah, in the Pope Mobile. He was in LA, just
That's
coming
awesome.
down. Because
Welcome
like,
to the
I was
Popemobile.
raised in a very Catholic family, and so we knew the Pope was coming in, and so
What's up, bud?
it was like we all camped out and stuff to watch the Pope for like 2 seconds go by us. Yeah, I remember that. And it
That's
was like
hilarious. I have never seen the Pope.
Yeah.
Although I do have a family full of Freemasons. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they killed the Pope or not, but hey, whatever.
But that's okay. Like if it happened, it happened. It's like, Yeah, what do you
I
think?
really don't. It's
What is
not my
that?
bag, but
Yeah, I don't know much about the Order of Nine Angels, honestly.
I've never heard of that.
9 angles.
Interesting.
9 angles.
Yeah, well, he changed it.
I was going to say I was putting in flooring this week, so I've been doing a lot of angles, way more than 9.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that come up. Like, I mean, like I said, a lot of people come on here and they reference us because I work in it. Jeff and I grew up in a different time than a lot of people that are in here.
Mhm.
There are some that are older than us. Craig's understand because he's just, he's a frog's ass hair older. Come on, Craig, I give you that, bro. I love you. And so you understand that we come up through different things. So how I function or how my businesses look or what I do for a living comes across a little bit more satanic panic, right? So.
Oh, yeah. It's coming back, though, man.
And so we go back and we do that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what we do. And it's a lot of people, they I'm just trying to keep all the comments going up.
Of course.
They assume that we're like these
true, Danny.
full-blown Satanist people, and it's funny to me. So they kind of titled it that way. So we just kind of go with it because, he's really not the manic satanic. I mean, but it has pissed off a lot of people, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think anything like that. And I'm not going to say that I haven't had something that pissed me off as a younger person, or whatever, but you shouldn't give power over that of anything to scare you that much. You know what I'm saying? You got it great.
Oh, absolutely. And most
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
Most regular Satanists don't really think so much about other Satanists. It's the religious set, the people that actually believe in Satan,
right,
that are kind of the dicks. I mean, mostly the only people that really believe in Satan are a small group of Satanists and Christians.
That's what, you're absolutely right about that. I don't want to
have God without.
We should say, be clear, because when you talk about Satanism as a whole, you should really look at true Satanism. It has nothing to do with deities. It's a different life. So
absolutely,
don't miscontrol. So a lot of people who just want to be spiritual people kind of follow the same code of ethics. You don't harm people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't dump your burdens on them. You don't harm any other living things like animals unless it's defense or you have to.
You treat other people with respect.
Predation. So it's the same thing, but when people hear the word Satanism, they get really fucking worked up. So I don't really say a lot. I mean, obviously, I understand the teaching of it and the principle of manifestation and manifesting good or bad. You have to pay the price for either one. So the price to me with good manifestation is health and monetary, etc. If you do bad things, and you're going to suffer the consequences of manifesting something bad, really.
No.
So you really have to think about it that way. But so a lot of people, you got it, buddy. I just want a lot of people to understand, really knowing it, because it's a really misunderstood religious term, which I don't find it a religion. Brittany would be. I would want to say Brittany's Christian. I would think that's her.
27. I wish, buddy.
Right.
I sure wish. It's been some
Christian,
years.
so she follows that, and
I'm closer to 1927 than I am to 27. Jesus Christ.
I think shamans are probably one of the most real things still left on.
Yeah, true spiritual people.
Highly unknown and highly unrespected, in my opinion, because of doctrination.
No, but I was going to say the problem is you have a lot of people calling themselves shamans and they're living in a van down by the river near Venice Beach in California
with long hair.
with long hair
And beads.
and beads, and they
That's not a real
channel.
shaman.
And that's the thing is, so on my dad's side, we come from a line of medicine women. And so to see some of these people where I know I've met actual true shaman medicine people. And then again, that's part of my lineage. And to find people that just dress up a part and just call themselves shamans when there's no actual connection nor training. It is, it creates, it takes one bad apple just to ruin it for everyone else. But I have met some legit medicine people, shamans. I can't even tell you what, like in regards to their capabilities of healing, their ability to download messages from the other realms. It is amazing.
Cute teeth.
Thanks.
Well, she smiles.
I'm going to use that line. Hey, baby, cute teeth.
Hey, I've been told I had a jacked up teeth that I needed to go get them fixed online.
Oh,
so
that's right.
that was a nice compliment.
Oh, Marisa,
actually.
you shouldn't drink that much. When you said
No,
that.
I know.
That was that night. No, well, you shouldn't have given me that much.
If Marissa ever said that to me, I would slap her sideways where she needed to get more new teeth. But
I agree, folks. I would have
fix those teeth. Say that about me.
Yeah, Aleister Crowley definitely had some parties in LeVay. I mean, those guys, they knew how to do it right.
Aleister Crowley?
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Come on.
You know, like free sex.
What's up, my run?
A little bit of wine and pretend blood.
Okay,
Come on,
I'll
look,
do that. I'm reading a few books lately, and I find it interesting. Just never had a conversation about it. Yeah, it's really good. I actually like to work in that field, and I think that falls into a lot of what my faith line would follow. And like I said, we could really get into. I can get into religion because I'm very familiar with a lot of it.
Yeah, I've taken a lot of classes in religion.
You know, you gotta have to be. You know, especially when you're constantly living in an era where it was like war. You had to pick one side or the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like
it's being
the
pushed
Nazis.
on you.
I mean, it was like the Nazis and the Jews. It was just nonstop. Kill each other, kill a whole bunch of people, and Catholics did it.
Everyone.
We were talking about this thing. Here's the interesting. This is going to lead me into yeah, I know the smiley face killers. I do. I have read about that. I actually.
What is it?
It's the smiley face killers. You've never seen that?
No.
I'll get into it in a minute.
Okay.
I want to. Let me lose.
Okay.
Hold that thought.
Squirrel. Go.
Yeah, because yes. You're gonna set me off.
Brittany, you got top fan.
No, we were talking about. No, what we were talking about was if you could go back and take DNA and resurrect people to conversate with, to learn, there'd be a lot I'd want to bring back for a lot of reasons. A lot of people disagree, but there's a lot of reasons why I want to bring it back because you want to understand how things get to the level they did, why World War I took effect, what Hitler's ideology really was.
That was
what his ideology was.
Assassination of Franz Ferdinand, I believe.
Okay, and then
I'm just saying that's right. World War I.
Yes, right.
Mm-hmm,
okay, and then you have. She said, "I would want to bring back, you know,
Genghis Khan. I would be riding right next to him.
Hell yeah, he was great in Bill and Ted.
Now, what's interesting? Here's what's interesting, dude. For real, right? So we were talking in the car. We're like, you know, we always want to get on like a situation that people. I think you should talk about situations that bother people. So I said, well, Hitler was kind of like really ridiculed for his mass extinction of people he was trying to do. They hated him for it. But in the same sense, you look up Genghis Khan and they glorify him. Right? Same thing. He was just, he raped.
It's a little different.
Everything. No, but listen.
Okay, he did rape
human
everything.
life. Remember, Jeff, we always say human life is human life, right? Wrong is wrong.
Oh, absolutely. Right? I agree 100%.
So they did horrific things,
yes.
right? They did horrific things. It's just one was differently. And then, and here's what's cool. Nobody knows where either of them are buried. Or
I think the problem, the reason,
like that,
give it 400 years, and all of a sudden we are going to glorify Hitler how we are glorifying Genghis Khan.
I think that's fair.
I think that's what's, because it's so fresh. We still have people that survived the Holocaust or during that time. So we hear these stories, but then as time goes by, I truly do think then Hitler is going to be at that same level as Genghis Khan, where it's that glorification. It's like, oh, who was this guy that did X, Y, Z? Because yeah, Genghis Khan did some horrific things, but that man was intelligent. He was a military strategist, and he was a warrior right next by people.
Most of your people like that.
But then wasn't he thwarted by a little wall? I'm just saying. The Great Wall, wasn't that built to keep them out, the Mongolians?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's what was really, that's amazing stuff. The Conqueror's a point of view. No. This is just Jewish nonsense. Okay. I know you're. Nazi fascism.
My middle name is Jewish nonsense, first of all. And
everyone was always at war.
So here's the thing. I see what you're saying, Regan. I don't know for sure again because I read a lot of stuff. However, hey Kimbo, Kimbo's here.
Kim.
I think we need a little genocide, but that's just me, not client specific race or. I couldn't agree with more than that.
Not like an art situation. Wow. Okay.
That was not. Listen, I want to get into that because I know.
I'd like to know why.
There's a lot of that still being talked about. What he's saying there, folks. So I'm trying to get through here.
So what? Jesus Christ didn't say anything.
Again, right. See, that's still a religion, so it's all about a religion that you follow, right? So I'm just saying, but that's what comes out. What's interesting is that stuff wasn't propagated, it wasn't pushed. So back in the day, again, and as Jeff stated way in the beginning, there's red Kool-Aid and there's blue Kool-Aid. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the time that America and Germany and America and Japanese were all at war, we only knew what we were told. The Marines, the Navy, so they only knew what their orders were and how they used emotion at the time, because we do know that Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. That's it. We know this. But the full ins and outs to me still would be a secret thing.
And so
aren't we all at war all the time?
We're always at war, but it's always propaganda. And so and this is when I really had to take a step back, and it was a great example of what we are told only one side, and we're told one side so that we feel that we are on the right side. So during Afghanistan, that was early 2000s, right?
The first Gulf War.
Yeah. So I was living in Ireland at that time. I was living in Northern Ireland, and all this stuff, all the news was coming out, and some shit that was going down that was just it did not make America look good. And I'm telling my mom, I call my mom like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. They bombed this one city, like tons of innocent people, blah, blah, blah. My mom's like, no, that didn't happen. What are you talking about? My mom's back in the States. That would be on the news, Marisa. I would watch Spanish TV. I was watching English TV, and you see all these things that the U.S. military was doing, but the Americans weren't hearing anything of it. And that's when I was like, yeah, you are only being told, whether you're watching CNN or Fox, at the end of the day, it's always going to seem like we are on the right side, but no one's being told the truth.
Which again, CNN and Fox are both owned by the same company, all the same investors. So it's a narration. It's a big, like what Jess said earlier. They just split it up and they feed and fuel what they need to fuel. It's they create consumption and they make you feel like you have
control.
Right. All right. Exactly. I'm trying to catch back up here. We go.
Oh God, Danny knows a lot of my stories.
Yeah, I'm sure. So interestingly, all right. I'm trying to follow up with you guys. See where the further. Right. I was talking about where they would have buried Adolf. Okay.
Well, I'm not sure what an ATF license is, but you mean a federal firearms license?
Do I ever think that they control my movement? I think it depends. I think the companies that are geared to direct you in any direction that they want versus what we're being fed. Like, for example, now if you guys over comment for me, I won't be able to catch up with this one. So when you're using a device, everything you say is recorded by bots, artificial intelligence, correct? So if it doesn't matter, let's just say it's a white-owned company, a Jewish-owned company, Asian-owned company, a Mexican-owned company, or a black-owned company. Doesn't matter. It narrates what's being said to you. So at the end of the day, if in fact right now, which it's pretty true, I'm not going to deny that the Jewish people have a lot of business states and a lot of investments. We know that. There's no way that's what they're good at. So They own businesses. So at the time, but they're still working with me. They're working with Jeff. They're working with all of us. And then all that education that they pick up starts to shift back what we should be sold. So if our area looks at more of this, we're going to sell this propaganda. If your area looks more at this, we're going to push this propaganda. All that does is increase fear, which increases sales, and then increases, you get a movement that you want to cross, because
it
really
controls us.
it's all fucking business.
And a great sheep. A great sheep.
I do. I think that the president of the United States during the war with Hitler, he was in business. I think Hitler was in business with him. I think the Japanese were in business with Hitler. I think the Chinese were in business. Somebody was pushing back. People started to kill. The Jews were in business. I think it's always about business. It's never about someone's God or someone's fake love or someone's that gay or straight or Christianity or Satanism. It's never. It's always about money and business.
Who's in power?
And who owns the biggest amount at the time. Mm-hmm. Like I told Marisa, I said, you do a lot with...
Ain't the Jews.
You do a lot with... well, no, because wasn't he... He was Jewish, wasn't he?
Who, Hitler? Half.
Oh, he said who killed Epstein. Then the Jews killed him. I don't know why they...
Well, Epstein was definitely Jewish. He was...
We're running butt.
I don't think religiously.
Yes, because he's correct. Because originally strong emphasized learning and being reading and writing. Correct. So you can. It's the same when you look at the Japanese, how advanced they are, and then all that stuff we were just talking about, how they're releasing stuff, Jeff, now that they're communicating with another life form.
Oh, the Japanese?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that like the prime ministers.
The prime minister is talking about it right now that we've been communicating with another life form. That's why our technology is becoming so advanced, which. That's kind of cool. If that's not propaganda, that's cool. But if that's what they're doing, great. Would we know for sure they are or aren't? We don't know that. I don't know. I don't know what they're flying in and out or what other Earth is closer. If someone's, because if I go back to right now and someone walked up to me or Jeff in 1979 and said, look at this thing, bro. You can read anything you want in the world. You can look at the type of thing and it'll pop up and be like, get the fuck out of here. That's a total recall right there. And nobody would have it. But I think that stuff like this did exist in the 80s. And we still, I think we did a show on this, Jeff, where we're still at least 30 years behind technology to begin with, compared to what the big businesses who are dealing with the United States government and the Asian
absolutely.
government.
No, 3D printing artificial organs now. I mean, shit's insane. We are in such an awesome technological time, but I think that it's now to the point where it's going so fast, we're going to end up in like some kind of sentient being Terminator situation or, how do machines not become self-aware with AI and decide that we're not
about to live out the Terminator?
Yeah, I think our biggest threat now is not going to be, that's going to be the new God.
The AI, the robot?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right
about
about
that. Have a choice because it's going to be able to do things to you.
Yeah.
And it can wipe you out, all monetarily wipe you out. And I know you can bury money and have a lot of weapons. I mean, I'm no, people who know my background. Like I see a lot of people tell me about what they're doing and their training and all this kind of stuff and how they have guns and they're going to do this and that. But a lot of people are not familiar with my background. So I like it when they say that to me. However, I don't have control when I run out of resources. So surviving and learning to ration is going to be a big deal if something like that was to take over. You understand what I mean? So, I don't want to be like, I'm trying to watch it. I got never been in need to the faggot, Baphomet, or satanic Jews. That's fine. You don't have to, and that's your right. You don't have to like the faggot or anything. That's fine.
Wait, what did I miss?
That's where you got it. And see you on the battlefield. Okay.
Yeah, good for you, man.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Godzilla. I told you about That's My Fantasy, right? About Godzilla.
Right. So, Brittany.
Wait, I want to know about
what about Godzilla?
About Godzilla, so my whole thing is that one day, like, I want Godzilla to come out of the water.
I do know this.
And then there's going to be this U.S. Japanese military, and then they kill Godzilla, and they're going to be like, okay, we want to study the body, and we're like, we need a parasitologist. That's going to be me because of my background in crocodilian and reptile. Like that is my dream, is to do a necropsy on Godzilla and take out all of his parasites and identify them, name them, figure them out. Because I would be the one that they would call.
So then we need to start a program associated with the CRC called Monarch. And we need to extend Monarch into the cryptozoological field so that we can go find you a Godzilla. I'm just saying that's the full circle back. You're welcome.
And that's my dream.
I have brought it full circle. You're welcome. As long as we can find Kong why we're looking for Godzilla, I'm good with that. You can do his parasites too. I don't care. We just have to find Kong.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, Godzilla would be cool.
Sorry,
I'm going to go down to these scrolls now. So, Brittany, you want to go get steak or pasta? I think because
no,
for one,
I'm good.
One of my trades, my backgrounds are.
Thank you. Not to be rude. I'm
It's
just
behaviorist.
married.
So that's a lot of that. That's a lot when you see behaviorism. When somebody would, I mentioned earlier that you were Christian, and I think that he thinks that you would support what he said about satanic faggots and stuff like that. So how do you feel about that as a fellow believer in Jesus Christ?
Who, me?
Brittany.
Oh, I was like, I'm definitely not a believer.
Wait.
Kimmy.
Regod is identifying with you because you're a Christian. So he's like, would you like to go out to dinner or whatever, stuff like that. So I'm saying he's identified with you that you guys must think that way. Or no, I guess he doesn't.
You could buy me a steak. I'm good with that.
I'm not Christian, and I'm not going to hate him for being a Christian, but I'm not Christian. But how do you guys feel about that when you're doing that?
I'm so lost.
Can't really hold her. No, I'm just saying because you guys are. I'm just trying to be like, what do you go?
I'm just so
Sexy
confused
and
right now. I'm
saying
so
when he was
confused.
With some of the stuff, he won't bend. He's going to be on the battlefields next to Jesus, right? So you're the only other Christian. You didn't read what he was writing. I thought you would, kind of.
I was trying to keep up with all of it and trying to follow the conversation of what you guys are having, and then also read the comments. And honestly, I'm lost in
So he said
what the fudge is going on right now.
No, you never said that. I'm just saying, but you're identified because you reached out to her. So you guys, because you're both kind of the same thing. So it's interesting to me again, which was what I like that he did voice his opinion.
I don't think they're the same so much.
No, I think they're the same so much as they follow the same religion.
Oh, yeah.
Both perceive it differently.
Yeah, and in reference to your earlier question, I have read the Talmud. I've also read the Bible, and I don't hate Jesus because I don't believe in Jesus.
Right. So you don't
believe in Satan either.
I'm lost,
Correct.
Noah.
Someone that you don't really know.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I've never seen any evidence of Jesus.
So, and that's okay. And I mean, I know that I know that the Jews believe Jesus was a prophet.
So
not the Son of God, right? Just a prophet.
Correct.
Right?
No,
the Jews? That's all he was, just a prophet.
No, we don't like. There's nothing about Jesus in in the Old Testament.
They don't talk, which is the Torah, correct?
because that's the Old
no.
Testament pre-Jesus.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as of now, like when you see some of the Jewish people, when they talk about it or whatever they call it, there's certain names that everybody has a different indoctrination for.
Yeah.
Even the same Christian faith, like there's Jews that believe completely different than the next Jewish person.
Oh well, there's
Same,
Jews
right. So they
Jesus.
say things like
Totally
we're not
confusing.
saying that in archaeology Jesus wasn't real after, but we're saying that he's not the Son of God. That's I've heard him say that to me.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why I was bringing it up. They say that he says that to me too. Like he really was never the Son of God to us. If he did exist in archaeological view after the New Testament, that we would believe that he would be the Son. That's just they don't believe that. They just don't believe that. So they don't believe in Satan either. So
Yeah, no Satan, no Jesus.
they don't.
I mean, Jews
not
believe in
God.
God.
They don't believe in Satan.
I saw something that the
Hashem
whole
or
idea
Yahweh, whatever you call it.
I at the end of the day, I think it only just comes down to your personal path in life with whatever journey. Like I know this is going to sound really ridiculous and PC, but I really just mean it that way as like if you say he's God to me, but you might call him a different way, at the end of the day, we're still on the same path in some spiritual or religious practice in some aspect of believing in a higher power. And at the end of the day, I don't care what you call him or how you practice it or whatever, as long as you're a good person and good to other people, I'm chill. Like, so it doesn't really matter to me what the practice of your religion is, or I never understood that hate on hate. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just never understood that. So for me, it's like, if somebody says to me, well, I don't know how I feel about Jesus. That's cool, man.
Satanatics.
Like, I'm like, I don't care. It's all good. So I honestly think that the topic in general is just chaos. Like
Absolutely.
it
People
just
are never
starts
going
chaos.
to agree.
But the reason why they can never agree is because I'm going to tell you why right now. Because everybody has to be right. and everybody has to shove their opinion, and everybody has to convince the other person, but why, but why, but why, but why? And you know what? Sometimes you're never going to get the why. So you know what you need to do? Just say, hey, you know what? That's your journey, man, and that's your path, and it's nobody else's.
Absolutely.
And it's nobody else's right to tell you, as long as you're not hurting children, animals, or anybody innocent,
got it.
then you're good. You know what I mean? So for me, that's how
Jesus
you
was
end
the only right.
I
arguments.
know, seriously.
Let it go, you know?
He was not
That's
a white
true.
man. He
That's
was
right.
not a white man.
No, there weren't too many.
Wait
white
a
guys.
minute. I'm just kidding.
But that's how they, so
Just kidding.
to me, it's like, like I said, I think one of the gifts, and we talked about it before, like the humans have, is that they do the gift of emotion, like real emotion, which we can turn on or off at any time, subconsciously or consciously. Think about that. As for animals, let's say crocodiles, they're not an emotional thinker. But when it comes time for copulation during breeding season, crocodiles become very emotional.
They're
to
very
each other,
emotional, yeah.
very loving and very tender, right? And so they don't abuse
tender
each other,
crop.
and they're gentle. And even when the babies are born, the mother is so delicate by carrying the young to the water. So we do have that. I try now as a young man. I would get in a lot of fights. I mean, let's just put that out there.
I agree with that.
Now I'm not really like that in people's words and your views. I see a lot of stupid things. I see a lot of smart things. A lot of smart things I don't agree with, and a lot of stupid things I do agree with. How's that? So I just don't get that emotional over it, because at the end of the day, it's not real. It's all that stuff that they ever forces you or what you believe to me is not real. It's only real to you. So I can't be offended over it.
Right.
Because it's only real to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
When we're in the water getting crocodiles out of the water, the last thing I'm thinking about is how the Jews hang out with faggot Satanists and kill them. I'm not going to think about that stuff.
What about us straight Satanists? Why don't we get a say?
Because we can't. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what's
you
happening.
don't.
But I do. But then again, as Jeff is very good with, you just respect someone else's to look at it and you just move along.
Yeah, move along.
That's the thing, is that I don't really care what somebody else's opinions are, because that's their opinion. You have your right to an opinion. You have your right to your beliefs. As long as you don't physically try to hurt me, you could spew all the hate you want. I could care less. That doesn't. You won't get a rise out of me about that, because words are words. They don't mean anything.
Yep.
Yeah, because we grew up in a time of name calling and bullying. We're used to it.
Oh, I got called names in school all the time.
Oh God, we always got fucked with.
There,
and you know what we didn't do?
A lot of blood. I had my own goddamn.
We didn't cry about it. We didn't pray about it. We didn't find a safe space. And obviously, we didn't hang ourselves in our little teenage closet. We made it.
Yeah, suicide solution here.
Teaches you to be a pussy about everybody.
About everything. Be
Now,
a victim.
When you get into that type of stuff and you start pushing that type of stuff, you know what I mean? And the people are different now. So I'm not going to get offended the same way. I'm not. I'm just not going to get offended.
I don't get offended by people putting down my culture. I could care less.
Exactly. Or like KKK.
When
man.
What I was gonna say was that when
all right, no. It's a little. I understand where you guys coming from. That's one thing I really respect about you, dude. I really do, and I'm gonna say it. I don't have to agree with you, but I respect how strong you believe in what you believe in, because at the end of the day, that's your manifestation.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna build that in your life, good for you, bro. Like, you stand by your shit. So I can't disrespect that. From living in the life that I've lived, there's respect. There's always, remember this, there's always honor among thieves. Don't forget that.
Well, there should be.
There's no honor among thieves.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're at 1 minute, 3 seconds. We're going to end this podcast. It's been a great show. Matter of fact, I really love the fact that everybody chimed in. Bad stuff, good enough, whatever. And I appreciate the respect where you got it. Like I said, I do respect you. I see what you're writing, and that's your thing, man. Always be you. Always be you. Coming from someone who's always told not to be me, keep doing it, man. Doesn't matter what you think. You're not wrong. You're not right. You just keep believing in yourself.
Yep.
That's your path and your journey, and you are right to own it, man. Own it and stay true to you.
I agree. Mine is tell Mackenzie I said, hey, Craig. No, and happy birthday, Craig Warren, by the way.
What's that?
Now I lost my train of thought, because Craig is such a dreamy dude. I can't even.
He blurred your vision.
He did. All I see is Craig.
Jeff is vaccinated because he works in the medical industry. It's kind of
I would be anyway, to be honest. I stopped taking the boosters because because they're behind. They're way behind, and until they come up with a proper bivalent booster that is for the strains that we have, I stopped taking because it doesn't make any sense. That's me.
Appreciate that, Noah. True, the Motley Crocs are doing a better job of being free marketplace and ideas than the other league in the universe. Hey, we do our best.
No, it's good, dude. No,
Brittany
it's
does
good.
not have Discord. I don't believe. That's right, buddy. Live your
Yes,
life. I like it. See, this is the kind of
exactly.
people I like having around. And I appreciate y'all coming out.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Live and
put all
let live.
everybody- We all have We all have a different idea, and that brings everybody together here at the Motley Croc Show. And I appreciate all of you coming out and supporting. You guys have a great night, and we will see you next week.